Hi guys, so we are going to continue with our tutorial. This time around we're going to start from activity 3 where we started. Very good, let's see. Very good, there we go. Okay, so let's read activity 3. It says, what effect will 20 billion decrease in autonomous investment have on total expenditure if MPC is 0.9? Very good. So here we write MPC is equal to 0.9, right? Then investment is equal to, in this case, the change in investment is equal to 20p. Attention, decrease. The minus going to stand for to denote decrease in this case, right? So the total expenditure is equal to, is what we are looking for basically, right? So I mean, here again the multiplier is the same. Okay, here we'll say that M should be equal to, I'm just going to write a division line, 1 over 1 minus C, right? And M should be equal to, in this case, 10, right? Should be equal to 10. So again, total expenditure is equal to income, to the national income is the same. So this is going to be equal to M times the change. Attention, again, we were saying this is the change in Y is equal to the change in Y, in I, which is the investment. But I'm not just writing this for the sake of rewriting the equations, right? So this is going to be equal to 10 multiplied by 10. No. It's going to be equal to 10 multiplied by 20, okay, which is the change, 20p, okay, and Y is going to be equal to 200p. Right, let me just confirm. 10 times 20, 200p minus, okay, that means a decrease in investment by 20p. It leads to, if the multiplier is 0. If the marginal propensity to consume is 0.9, what does it mean? It means that we are consuming more than we are consuming more than saving. Okay, in other words, the marginal propensity to consume, the marginal propensity to consume is quite high compared to the marginal propensity to save. If the marginal propensity to consume is high, that means you are more likely to consume more than saving more. So if we are more likely to consume more than saving, and on the other hand, you are more likely to, or you are, the investment per se is decreasing. Combining this thing, the change in the national income is going to be quite huge. In this case, it decreased in about 200 billions. Okay, so this suggests that, or implies that in policymakers they must think about how to increase the marginal propensity to save first, like reducing the marginal propensity to consume, because we know that the marginal propensity to consume plus marginal propensity to save is equal to 1. So if one is increasing, one is going to decrease, right? So and enhancing the marginal propensity to save, combining these to good strategies, good policies for investment, is going to yield some sort of good results in order to, in this case, national income growth, right? So this is activity 3. Let's go to our activity 4. activity 4. Good. Let's read. Suppose that we are experiencing a recessionary gap of 360 billion. A recessionary gap is how much GDP needs to increase from the current GDP in order to achieve full employment, right? Also, assume that MPC equals to 0.9. How much will the government have to decrease tax in order to close the recessionary gap? Very good. There we go. We have our MPC is equal to, in this case, is equal to 0.9, right? Then we have a gap equals to 360, right? And this is in billions. Guess so. Yeah, billions. All right. And we don't know by how much tax should be decreased, okay, in order to close this gap, okay. Again, here we have the multiplier, okay. It is going to be equal to, here since we are talking about tax, we are going to have some sort of let's say or let me put this in this way. I'm going to write a division line. Good. I'm going to say 1 minus C. This should multiply minus C T, because this T is the tax, okay. So here we have M is going to be equal to, in this case, I'm just going to write the division line, okay. Before the division line, this is going to be minus, okay, MPC, which is C, right, divided by 1 minus MPC, which is also C, or you can just denote this MPS, which is the marginal propensity to save, okay. This is the multiplier, multiplying T in this case, okay. So you will have our multiplier is going to be equal to minus in this case 0.9, okay, divided by 1 minus 0.9, okay. In this case it's going to be 0.01, okay. Being 0.01, this is going to be equal to minus 9. Is going to be equal to minus 9. This is the MP, is the, in this case is the multiplier, okay. Don't worry about the T, because you know that T goes to the autonomous consumption. So here is not what we are looking for, okay. This is only the multiplier, and we know that the recessionary gap is 300. I mean 300 is 360, okay. So you will say, okay, for us to close this gap of 360, we will say that is going to be equal to m times t, because this is the tax anyway that we need to decrease. All right, so now we are going to call the same tax here that it was autonomous. We plug it here. Okay, so here we'll have 360 equals to minus 9, right, times t. Okay, if this comes this side, we'll have 360, in other words, minus 360 divided by 9 equals to t. Okay, and here t is going to be equal to 40, minus 40. B. In other words, for us to close the recessionary gap of 360 billion, we need to decrease tax by 40 billion. This, since this is a tax, it was supposed to be in percentage, right? Okay, but then this is the amount that the let's say SRC, something like that. SRC, yes, South African Reserve Bank, SRC, no, SARC, those that are responsible for collecting taxes. Okay, they have collected tax in amount of 400 billion. So if they are willing to reduce or to give a tax relief for people, okay, and the amount at the end of the day, the amount of tax that has been given to people as a relief is, it totalized, it sounds, let's say 40 b. We are going to close this gap. Why? Because people are going to consume more, people are going to invest more, okay, because their income is quite good, okay, because they're not paying as much taxes they've been paying, or they would pay if there was not a tax relief. Okay, very good. So let's go to our last activity, which is activity 5. Activity 5. Let's read. Let's say that government increases spending by 1,000 and also increases tax by 1,000 as well. And the MPC equals to 0.8. By how much will GDP change? This is a very good question. Okay. In other words, there is a policy mixing here, or mixing policy in this way, where we have government spending increases by 1,000. Okay, I will just do this to show that it's an increase, and it also increases. Is it increasing or decreasing? It also increases tax by by 1,000. Okay, let me say this is going to be equal to 2,000 as well. Okay, I'm also going to write this just to show that it's an increase. Okay, what is going to be the change in the initial income, or in the equilibrium income? Okay, in this case, we will say, in this case, we will say, all right, just goes down, to the left. Very good. So in this case, we will say y is going to be not none. In this case, we're looking for it. Okay, so here I just want to call your attention in this way, whereby we have, first we have the government spending multiplier. Okay, which is m is equal to, because for us to calculate the change in y, we need to know what is the change. I mean, how does each of these variables change the y? Okay, and for now, let me tell you that in terms of these multipliers, the tax multiplier is always smaller than the government spending multiplier. Okay, so if the tax multiplier is smaller than the government spending multiplier, that means even if the government increases by the same amount, okay, either tax or the tax and the government spending, the result that each increase is going to yield in the overall national income is going to be different due to due to the size of the multipliers, or due to the different sizes of the multipliers. Okay, so let's go for it. Good. Here we will say this is 1 divided by 1 minus MPC, or 1 minus C. Okay, I'm just going to say 1 minus C. Very good. And this is the government spending multiplier, G multiplier. Very good. And here we have another multiplier equals to minus C, okay, divided by 1 minus C. All right. Maybe we can do this a bit. All right. Can do this a bit. Good. Good. So this is the tax multiplier. All right. Good. So this is going to be 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus, in this case, let's see the oh good, it's 0.8 is 0.8. I can just include here MPC equals to 0.8. MPC equals to 0.8. All right, so here we have MPC equals to 0.8. We'll just do this just to make sure that everyone sees this. Okay, so here we'll have 1 divided by 1 minus 0.8. Okay, this is going to be 1 divided by 0.2. That means 1 divided by 0.2 is going to be equal to 5. M is equal to 5. Okay, and here we will have M equals to, in this case, we will have 0.8 divided by 1 minus 0.2. Okay, divided by 0.2. This is 4. It's minus 4. Okay, very good. Let's move forward. You have y. Now let's go to the change. Okay, it's going to be equal to m times g. Okay, and again here we will have y equals to m times t. This is the tax, right? So here this is going to be, in this case, y equals to 5 times uh, um, 1000. This is going to be equals to 5000, right? And here we have y equals to 4, or I mean minus 4, okay, minus 4 times 1000. This is going to be equals to minus 4000. Okay, so there we go. These are the changes due to the change in tax and a change in government spending. But here we are looking for the policy mixing, or we have some sort of, the government just used two policies in the same time. Okay, what is the overall change using two policies in the same time? I'm just going to change the color here. Okay, the overall change of y is going to be equal to yg is, we are going to denote yg as the change in national income due to the change in government spending, right? Plus, okay, y, okay, t. Yt will denotes in this case the change in income due to the change in tax. Okay, so here we will have y equals to 5000 minus 4000, right? Attention, this would happen if, for example, we had if we were to employ two different changes at the same time, it would happen as well. Okay, the reason why here we have minus is because the tax multiplier is smaller than the government spending multiplier. So the overall y here is, maybe I can just again change the color. I like colors too. I will use black. Y is equal to 1000. What does it mean? It means that policy mixing, whereby government increases at the same time government spending and tax, okay, at the same time, this must be highlighted, at the same time, okay, and considering that the multiplier sizes are different. In this case, the tax multiplier is smaller than the government spending multiplier. We are going to have a 1000 overall change in the national income. Thank you very much, and see you in the next tutorial. Anything you should want to know, just email me or call me, that we are going to discuss. Thank you. Bye bye.